I am the contrarian, and this is my world.
Hi, I'm Krishna Kumar, and I head the consumer and small business for Dell India. I'm off to the contrarian today to debate with Rajiv on why personal computers are relevant and why they will continue to be relevant in the years to come.
The death of the desktop PC. Now that's the classic phrase that most people start off with. And a lot of people say it's already got proven. But the death of the personal computer itself is what we're talking about today. Now we've shown you our opinion. Today a person who really plays in this market. In fact, it's their lifeblood. So let's now get down to understanding my first question. This is, I think, the critical one. Can you define a PC for me today? Because there's a lot of confusion, some marketing, some hype, some over buzz things. I mean, a mobile is supposed to be a personal computer now, right? I mean, companies actually say, don't call it a smartphone, call it a PC, because that's what it is. Can you define what's a PC?
Any general computer which can take care of your creative needs, or in terms of taking care of your entertainment and productivity and learning, that is what is a personal computer.
Okay, so then you're pretty much saying that a smartphone, a tablet, even a gaming console and a computer, a desktop, an all-in-one, a laptop, all are PCs.
No, they're not. Because if you look at it broadly, a human need has got, humans have two needs. One is in terms of consuming content, which is basically where they want looking at entertainment, being socially connected. And the second part they're looking at is in terms of creating content, right? Okay. So what you look at and the other devices, what I call them as companion devices of a PC, which are useful in terms of consuming content, right? Human beings have need to be socially connected. You have, and therefore, what these devices do today is they have replaced voice and allowed you to communicate and stay connected with families or friends in a non-intrusive text message, right? So that's the content consumption, or you want to have video consumption, or you want to have audio consumption. That's
so music, games, anything that you actually just interact with and do not necessarily create.
Absolutely.
Is content consumption. Okay?
Absolutely.
So that's not a PC.
That's not a PC. When you're looking into what you can do content consumption plus a content creation part, right? That's where a PC comes in.
At one time, this was supposed to be the hub, the PC in every family, every home, even if you came down to a corporate area. Everything actually revolved around the personal computer. That's got replaced today with a phone, right? Everybody says that that's the hub of almost everything. Every single thing that needed you to go online, offline, create, consume was one device. It was the god of all things, right? Today, it's lost that mantle, for sure. I mean, I know that you may or may not agree with it, but at least the consumers out there do not call it the god of all things anymore.
It's not a god of all things, but it's the center of the knowledge economy, right? It is the hub of everything that is there today in the internet. Today, you have multiple devices through which you can access the internet.
Correct.
Technology has evolved, and therefore the need for content consumption on the go has made it easier for you with other devices. But when it comes to working on content, right, have you ever tried to work on a spreadsheet and try to work on things on any of these consuming devices? Impossible, right? But the moot point is not there. The moot point is this, that if you are to create content, you need to have powerful PCs. You look at the corporate world, if you're looking at various ways that machines are connected to machines, and people are connected to people, or people are connected to machines, it's again PC, which is the hub of all the activities, right? The form factors might evolve, but the devices that you talk about in terms of smartphones and gaming consoles, they are still all in the consumption area. They're not in the creation area.
Well,
right?
I would agree with you, except for smartphones and tablets, because today, even in the corporate world, you see more communication happens with instant messaging and groups, and far more intuitive, functional, far more effective, far more impactful than going through an email or the old classic ways of doing
again,
it.
It's various ways of communication.
Right, but I'm saying that that's the movement forward, and anybody that doesn't see the way the momentum is going usually would lose out on that.
So we're not seeing the momentum. So we're talking about the PCs and saying that how is it relevant. Let's look at India, right? We have 250 million population, number of households, and we only have 24 million households with a PC at home. They're the only people who are technology enabled. And we have 90% of the population which do not have access to technology. And I can tell you,
that's not true. They do have access to technology. They don't have access to a PC.
They don't have access
a huge number of these people
so
do have phones.
They do. but access to technology which helps to unleash the human potential that is there. What we are talking about is saying that, oh, there are a whole lot of consuming devices, we should all be adopting consuming devices. And to me, the fundamental question to ask ourselves, as a nation, do we want to be consuming content, or do we want to be a nation of people who are creating content and transforming the world?
There are thousands of stories of how the mobile phone has absolutely changed people's lives.
Absolutely.
Right? So while this is not a battle between the PC and the phone, and that's not the intention of this show at all, it is also an intention to get down to the real truth of it all, as to where does the PC market go. That it is absolutely going away, absolutely not. But are you at this present moment happy with the way the PC market is going? Worldwide today, what's happening to the PC market today? Does that make you feel happy on a daily basis?
Happiness is a state of mind, right? If you look at the opportunity.
So what's your state of mind?
I'm happy, right?
Okay.
But there's always, you can always look at a glass and say it's half full and keep worrying about it. Or look at it and say that there's a whole lot of opportunity out there.
Or you could also say that the glass has got a crack in it and it's leaking, but you want to ignore it.
No, there's no crack and there's no leaking. I just want to get the record straight on that, right? If you were to look at it worldwide, we have 1.8 billion PCs installed base today, globally, and that's the industry, right? 350 million of PCs getting sold every year. Those are not small numbers, Rajiv.
Okay, so PC will continue to be the hub of content creation, is why you believe that both the relevance as well as the importance of the PC will not only just grow but carry on the way it is. Is that more or less what we're saying?
Yes. Plus to added one that in a country like India, I truly believe that if the nation has to progress, the next million entrepreneurs, if they have to come out, if the next million students have to be educated, we have to ensure that they are able to use technology to create stuff.
So the old style box plus monitor market is growing?
It's growing. You'll be surprised.
In non-corporate areas?
In consumer areas, it's growing.
The box and monitor part, I thought the all-in-one still has some momentum.
It is the overall, we call it as the home PCs, the desktop form factor. Again, the form factor has evolved, right? I will call them as stationary devices versus the mobile devices, right? Instead of calling that.
So you're saying the desktop PC, irrespective of form factor, is growing.
Yes, it is.
I have started to see in the last 1 year a decline of a totally different category, which is the tablet. And that's because phablets have hit it from one side and unbelievably fantastic form factors of hybrids and excellent thin and light laptops and very well priced economy laptops have hit it from the other side, right? So I am predicting that the PC market for creation consumption devices is going to grow. In fact, it's going to skyrocket again.
Okay, so at least we are aligned on that.
But that's about all we're aligned on, because now I'm going to again come up with the underlying part. But it's going to be if the software actually catches up again, because I have never ever seen a backlash of more people who've used a device before, which is a laptop, and said, I am so unsatisfied with where I am right now in the current environment. Do you think that this really needs to be looked at and not one of those, okay, we'll close our eyes and hopefully everything else around us will change?
From our point of view, we give consumers a choice. Irrespective of just the software, we give them in terms of processors, hard drives, screen sizes, everything we give them a choice, right, in terms of what they want. We find that there are consumers for different kind of softwares, right? There are people who are comfortable with the touch technology, and therefore they would want a particular kind of software. There are a whole lot of students who want a different kind of software because they don't want proprietary software, they want open systems, they're willing to go and look at a different kind of software. And then there are homes who are looking at saying, how do I look at the blend between the two, right? So from our point of view, we have seen that it's important to take care of what the consumer needs and give them what they want. So it's not that we've been ignoring. But on technology, we keep depending on our partners in terms of what's available.
If at this present moment, somebody that had 20,000 rupees came to you and said, whatever you will tell me, I will buy for my future. And let's say that person is about 20, 21 years old. 20,000 rupees, one single device. What would you recommend he buy?
I would tell them, go buy a laptop.
Tell me in a sentence, 5 years from now, what will the PC be?
The PC will still be the center of the knowledge economy.
And if nothing else changes, technology is stagnant for the next 5 years. It won't be, but let's just do another hypothetical.
Difficult to imagine.
A hypothetical, okay, we are closing the show on this one. If everything remains the same, static and stagnant as it is today, right, will the PC market have grown in 5 years?
It would have grown.
In 5 years from now?
It would have grown. Because what you're underestimating is the human ability to realize their own individual potential.
Okay.
the human need to create.
We must do this show after 5 years again just to see exactly how many of those numbers came about. But as always, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Wonderful
Rajiv.
having you on the show. So there you have it. In 5 years too, the PC market will be growing as it is. And I'll tell you something, while I have to play the role of the contrarian, believe me, I'm a very happy person going away because I feel absolutely the same. I truly believe that the device of the future has to be one that helps you in consuming, but far more importantly, creating. And that's exactly what we spoke about today. So now if you only have a smartphone and a tablet, go out and buy a PC. I think that would be the best way. We'll see you next week right here on The Contrary.
I am the contrarian, and this is my world.